Hello, CSK Youth. Welcome if this is your first time with us, watching either on YouTube or Instagram. Today, we're going to be talking about why we should be part of church. To start off with, I'm going to go through what church community can look like. So, it could be church on a Sunday, obviously, but also Christian training courses like TSM and ID, which are courses I did a couple of years back. It could be being on a team with other Christians, like Tea and Coffee, for example. Be online church community like Instagram live sessions that we were running. It could be once a term meetups like Crops and Letton Hall, and maybe being part of a Christian band or the worship bands at CSK, and people inviting you to their house. I have an example of this of two people called Jill and Steve in a previous church who used to always invite me and Esther over just for food and to encourage us. It could be mentoring. Again, I had someone called Ben who used to mentor me for a couple of years, just encourage me, someone I could talk to about life. It could be youth life group, which obviously we did for nearly 2 years on a Wednesday. But it can also be hard being part of a church community because, as we know, life can be messy, and so can church community. I've personally had a lot of times where I've been hurt or just not felt like going to church because of just feeling lonely or worried that no one likes me or understands me. I've sometimes felt that the things that I'm interested in, perhaps like sports, seeing friends, playing games, are just bigger than the Christian part of me. So that sometimes like makes me feel that I just didn't want to invest in church as it felt almost irrelevant at different points in my life, especially in my teenager years. But God has inspired me. And this is important because being around other people that are passionate about God makes all the difference. A good example for me personally would be that front year project at ID and TSM. The Bible says that iron sharpens iron, and I've really seen that during those courses. Also, I guess it helps you grow. I did the front year project because I wanted to learn more about God. That was kind of the main point of it. I wanted to learn more about Him. It was so important to get teaching about the basic things about God and to do that with other people, to be able to journey that with other people. You could just say, well, I I don't need to do that with other people, or I could just learn by myself, or I already know everything I need to know. But none of those things are true. The truth is, we all need community. And I think the Bible points to community a lot of times, and so does God. The more time you spend away from other Christians that are passionate about God, it affects you. Your passion to follow God can change the world with Him, can decrease. So basically, yeah, that less time you spend with Christians who are passionate about God, it can affect you. And I've seen that even with me, that the more time I spend away from those who I know are going to encourage me in the Lord, it affects me, and I don't feel perhaps as strong to go and speak to someone about God. But when I'm with people who are passionate, yeah, I'm suddenly like, yeah, I'm going to be brave in this moment. Also, we don't know everything yet. We probably never will, as there are layers of each of the truths that you will learn again, and you will probably learn in more depth in different situations. So we should never be at the point where we think we know everything. If you ever hear me say that, that's completely wrong. I do not know everything. Even if I was 90, you should not believe me because actually that shows that we've chosen to level off. Chosen, but I've reached my ceiling and that's it. Actually, that's not how this works. We get it. His love is like an ocean without a shore. It's continuous. I can never stop learning about God's love and then how amazing He is. Now, the last thing is that actually it helps you learn how to help others in church grow and to live out all they should be. I did the course TSM to learn more about that, I could help others in the church and how to help them to live everything they should be in God. You know, um, Now I still have a lot to learn, but it was really good for me as it pushed me to be more proactive. So rather than just saying it, to really get out there, it taught me to be really practical, to real practical things, how to love people around me better, to show God's love to strangers, local business owners, and people in the church too. One example is when I went to a pub and I prayed for a staff member, and it was just this like crazy experience. It was absolutely awesome, and it just meant so much to me that I remember that experience even today. And it actually sometimes even encouraged me. Yeah, I'm going to do that again. I've done this before with God, and He was there with me that time. I saw something amazing happen. I want to do this again. So, where do we go from here then? Well, I've actually messaged your parents recently about a launch of kind of like these mini life groups, and I really hope that this is one expression of community that could be really good for all of us. So please go through that email with your parents, and hopefully we will see you soon.